What's up, you guys? Today's going to be a little bit of a personal lesson learned and rant for you guys on the importance of physical fitness in fatherhood, just being in shape as a dad, right? Because it's extremely important. I've been thinking a lot about it lately, especially today, and I've just been getting fucking fired up about it. So we're going to talk about it today. And one of the reasons I get so fired up is because it is one of my biggest regrets in life is not taking it more seriously before my kids were born and especially after, more so my daughter. By the time my son got here, I was in really good shape and I was really focused on personal development. But then again, after that, I did fall off again because I was in the pursuit of financial success and my physical standards fell during that. And so anyways, that is one of my biggest regrets, and fitness as a dad is so extremely fucking important. And it's not because of the vanity metrics, right? It's not because of the look, which that is an important part, I do believe also, because I think it's very important for us to show our kids, for one, what we're capable of as humans and as men. I cannot get this camera where I want it. But two, just like taking pride in the way that you look, right? The way that you present yourself and taking yourself seriously. I think there's a lot of value in that when it comes to showing our kids that, you know, we're their leader. They're going to follow the example that we set. So anyways, one of my biggest regrets, like I was saying, is the fact that I fucked that off. So for like the first 2 years of my daughter's life, I didn't take it seriously. And I even went down the path of like really self-destruction, where I became an alcoholic and I was fat and out of shape and miserable and lazy and, you know, just not living in alignment, not living up to my potential, not living my purpose, and not living as a leader for my family. Even though my daughter was very young at the time, I still believe that it's important, or it was important for me to take that seriously, you know? But I guess the reason that I regret it so much and the reason that it is so important is because of who we are when we aren't living to our fullest potential, when we aren't focused on our personal development, our fitness, right? And who we are when we are focused on those things. And the man that we become by focusing on those things and going all in on those things, right? Because for me personally, when I'm not focused on my personal development, my fitness, I go off the rails, man. I've said this a bunch of times. I'm an extreme person. So if I'm not all in on personal development, it's almost like I'm all in on personal destruction, you know? And I'm just not the best person. And especially, you know, having kids, it's extremely important for me to be the best version of myself. And when I'm not that, you know, I don't have the same energy. Obviously, I'm in a worse mood. My confidence isn't as high, so I don't act the same way. You know, I don't want to go, you know, I didn't want to go to the pool and the beach and the lake and stuff and do all the shit where I had to take my shirt off. And, you know, I just, honestly, I didn't have the energy or the drive to do it either. And, you know, the other thing is like the mental side effects that come with not being in shape and with eating like shit and drinking often and doing all the destructive things. Like, you're just not as good of a person as you could be, even if you're not a bad person during those times, right? You're not as good of a person and as good of a man as you could be. And if we have kids, right, if we choose to take on the responsibility of having a family, it's extremely selfish to not be the best version of ourselves, to not give our family the best version of ourselves. And it's funny, man, because so many guys, every guy that you come across really, will always tell you that they're willing to do anything for their family. They'll die for their family. They'll do whatever it takes to take care of their family. But they won't start with the fucking basics. They won't control what they fucking put in their mouth. They won't take their ass to the gym. And they think, I don't even know if they think, but they're bought in, and I know this from personal experience. I'm not just talking shit about people. They're bought into the fact of like, well, I'm working hard, I'm providing, I'm going to work every day, waking up early, going to bed late, I'm tired all the time. And so they've justified in their head that they are doing whatever it takes for their family, when in reality, that's the bare minimum. The bare minimum is providing. You chose to have a family, and now you're responsible for that family. So going to work every day and being tired is part of it. That is a requirement. That's bare minimum. If you aren't doing that, I mean, you're fucked. You're fucked. Like, you don't deserve to be a father if you're not even doing those things, to be completely honest with you. But saying those things and then remaining fat and out of shape and not taking care of yourself is extremely contradictory, and you're full of shit when you say that, if you aren't concerned and working on your physical fitness and your personal development, because of the things that come with it, because of your mood. Your mood changes, your dedication changes, your energy levels change, your drive, your confidence, right? Which is extremely important for us to show our kids how to be confident, what confidence is, and just be confident around them. Your work ethic changes. Everything about you is better when you are in shape and focused on your personal development. So not having that, not providing that, I genuinely think is extremely fucking selfish as men, as fathers, I should say. Now I do think as men in general, we not taking advantage of the gifts that we have, the gift of life, and not striving for our fullest potential, I do feel is selfish also, even if you don't have a family. Just because it's like, what a waste, man. What a fucking waste, But in reality, as dads, it is fucking extremely important to take this seriously, man. To be the best version. For one, because we want to be around as long as we can. Like, for me at least, I do. I used to think I was okay with dying young. And I just always assumed I would die young because I've always been fucking crazy. And once I had kids and seeing them, grow up, get older, I've realized I am not okay with dying young. If I have to go, I have to go. That's one thing. But if I have a say in it, if I have any type of control over how long I'm able to be around for them and then their kids at some point, I want it to be as long as fucking possible. So why would I not do everything in my power to be able to do that, to be able to stick around? Because for me, the thought of leaving them earlier than I need to, makes me sick. It's not anything that I'm fucking interested in at all. And then on top of that, I want to be the example that they're able to follow. I want to set the tone. I want to teach them what is right, how to be better, how to be disciplined, how to take pride in yourself, how to love yourself more and be more valuable to yourself and the world and those around you, and be confident, and how to, all of the things that I was talking about that come with the fitness. I want to be the one to show my kids that, right? Because for one, I don't want them having to learn that from somebody else or learn that on their own later on in life, like I had to. But also, I don't want to set the wrong example for them and them follow along in those footsteps of, being out of shape, fat, drinking all the time, not living up to your fullest potential. I don't want to, the last thing I want to do is set my kids up for failure like that. And, I guess one other thing here is too, touching on that is, as dads, as parents really in general, we always tell our kids you can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want in this world. And we try to give them these life lessons, these hard work and dedication, and why it's important not to quit and why it's important to take care of yourself. But if you're not actually living that yourself, they don't give a fuck what you say. They don't care what the fuck you say. They care what you do. They see everything that you do. They see what you look like when you take your shirt off. They see that your mood sucks. They see that you're fucking exhausted every night and can't play with them. They see that you're miserable in your job and you're not pursuing your fullest potential. Like, they see all this shit, you know, and I'm not interested in displaying that for my kids. I'm really not. And I think as dads, it's our responsibility to make sure that we don't show them that we don't lead them down the wrong path, that we're doing everything in our power to show them what's right and what they should be doing, not just telling them, right? Because at the end of the day, we can tell our kids all day long, you can be whatever you want. You should take care of yourself, take pride in yourself, be confident, be happy. But if we're not showing them, they don't give a fuck what we say. It doesn't matter. Okay, fitness is extremely fucking important as a father, and I get it, man. Like, it is extremely easy to let that go because of life, because of how busy we are, because of how stressed we are, because of all the responsibilities. It's because it's easy to let that go, and it makes sense to most people. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't justify not focusing on our growth and on our potential, like achieving our fullest potential and our fitness and our health and our personal development. It doesn't excuse not doing those things. Just because it's easy and most people accept it doesn't mean that it's right, and it's not right. We owe it to our kids. They did not ask to be brought into this world. We chose to bring them into this world. You know, they didn't ask for the situation that they're in, their scenario. They didn't ask for you to be who you are. They didn't ask anything of you. You chose to have a family. You chose to bring them into the world. It is your responsibility to provide them the best life possible, and providing them the best life possible also includes providing the best version of you possible. It is extremely fucking important, and not nearly enough people take it as seriously as they should. And it's a big fucking problem, man. And there's a big downstream effect that is happening right now. And it's only going to get worse until we as men decide collectively that we're fucking done living subpar, not living out our fullest potential, not achieving greatness. It is our duty and responsibility as men and as fathers to actually pursue that and then pass that on to our kids, right? And it doesn't have to be complicated, man. You don't gotta be a fucking bodybuilder. You don't gotta fucking compete in any type. But like, you should take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Do what you need to fucking do. And then set that example for your children and give them the best version of you that you possibly can. Get into the gym. Figure out the nutrition aspect. Figure out the daily tasks that align with your lifestyle. Do the things that are going to make an impact. Sacrifice the things that are wasting your time and taking away from your quality of life and your potential. Cut that shit out of your life and choose to fucking be better for your family. That's really what it is. It's all a choice, man. We make choices every fucking day. We do things we don't want to do every single fucking day. And when we choose comfort, we're making our life a lot fucking harder. Okay? Choose the right things. Choose to focus on the right things. Choose to focus on growth and progress and bettering yourself and being the best you can possibly be so that your family reaps the fucking benefit. You owe it to them. You owe it to them. You owe it to yourself too, but you really fucking owe it to your family if you chose to have a family. Don't be the dad that just fucking sits around justifying being fat, lazy, and out of shape because now they go to work every day and they have kids. That is the most fucking ridiculous thing that anybody can say, but it's so widely accepted, and it shouldn't be. Do what the fuck you know you gotta do. If you need help with that, hit me up on Instagram, and I am happy to fucking help you. I'm happy to help you. You're getting cut off here, so I'm gonna end the video now, but I'm happy to help you if you need help. I also have a ton of videos and information on this channel that you can go through and apply to yourself. But if you want help personally from me, reach out to me on Instagram at Greatline Fitness. And I am happy to go over everything with you and see what the fucking best plan is for you so that you can actually start taking this seriously, all right? You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family. Don't be a piece of shit. Do what's right, be the example, set the tone, and lead.